Veve have teased new forms of collecting on the platform. People are guessing the likes of music, sports, and even cards. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about card collection in particular, and the first company to do that, how successful that's going to be not only for Veve, the company, but for the users themselves too. So let's get started on it. Welcome in everyone, my name is Andy, and I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to come and watch this video on the channel. Just before we get started, if you do enjoy the content and you want to hit that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot to me, and if you want to support me even further, you can join the membership. I just want to take a second to thank you all for 5,000 subscribers. It's insane that we've been able to hit that. I generally can't hold in my excitement for it, so thank you so much for everyone who's supporting this channel, supporting this journey, as it's been insane so far, and I just really want to take a second to thank you all so much for supporting me and what I'm doing here. Okay, so card collecting. That is something that is potentially one of the biggest things that a lot of us grew up with, especially maybe 90s and a little bit moving forward. Card collection was the massive thing that people done in school. You know, you collected Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, there was football cards, and probably, I'm guessing in America, it was more so based on baseball, basketball, and that sort of stuff. So the level that people go when it comes to card collecting is insane. Collectors of it, just like physical collectors of things like the Todd McFarlane Batman, physical comic books and all that sort of stuff. Next progression in Veve seems relatively easy to determine that cards are going to become a part of that. Cards are going to have a role in something that Veve will move forward with, because it not only makes sense in the digital IP format, it also makes sense just in the collector side of things with what Veve represents as a whole. Now just imagine for a second, really, the level that cards could provide to Veve just in general. So you could have things like opening packs on a regular basis, you could have special drops, you could have things for the MCP program for people who are a part of MCP Pro, and that also means that people can always buy something on the platform. And we're going to discuss them all a little bit more to just understand a little bit further the reality of what this could be if a company decides to take the leap first into this to become sort of Veve's premium card collecting company when it comes to the partnership. So first, let's discuss opening packs. We all knew, if you grew up in the time period where you asked your parents if you could buy a football pack or a Pokemon cards pack in the shop for us to open after school. That level of excitement was exhilarating, and having the ability to do that on Veve is not only something that's going to provide so much excitement for people opening these packs, create something that brings people back to that era of their childhood and something that they love. We can even see things that are very successful in recent days that have done that. The likes of Pokemon Go, although you're not opening packs, you're still collecting the Pokemon just like you would in the games, and was incredibly successful. And I'm guessing right now, if they do offer things where the card games can actually be used in sort of battles or whatever the card games are actually meant to be used for, then this could be an amazing opening for a company to be extremely successful in this space. We then get things like special drops, special packs that are released just like kind of Top Shot have got at the moment, where you can reward people who have certain things in their vault, reward people who have been on the app for a certain amount of time, who are MCP Pro users, who have got a certain amount of sets. Having requirements for certain things gamifies Veve more into what it is, and again makes people want to purchase more, people want to spend more time in the app, understand the app more, and then how to get leverage in certain areas that maybe someone else can't. By doing this and having required sets or required aspects of your game in order to get these packs, it just adds more to Veve and what it actually offers as a whole. The final thing in this area that I want to speak about, and something that I think solves a lot of issues, is packs being available at all times. One of the main concerns that people have when it comes to Veve as a whole is that everything's sold out. Everything is too expensive, I can't buy anything. And although I get that to an extent, there are some things that you can buy at a decent price when we look at the things like Marvel Mighties, or maybe some of the other comics that aren't as sought after as others. But I do understand that the grails, is what people call them, maybe are priced out of the majority of users just purely because people chose to be on the app before more and more people came on. So this way, you allow every single new user the opportunity of landing something amazing from the packs that are available. If we take sort of 3 different sets of packs, you have a base pack, you have a premium pack, and then you have a sort of ultra rare pack that you can open when it comes to these card sets. You get maybe 5 or 8 cards in these packs, you're able to sell them on the secondary market, and then you're also able to trade them with your friends, and maybe even something we're going to talk about a little later on in this video is that you can use it in a game. So this way, every single new user who's coming on this platform can purchase and own collectibles or cards for this app, meaning they get more enticed to stay on the platform, therefore increasing Veve's retention rates, bargaining power with licensed brands because of what they're able to do with the users that are coming onto their platform, whilst also allowing their users to enjoy what the platform is meant to be used for. And if people are coming on here for a return on investment, then you again have the opportunity of selling these on the secondary market. You might hit a really good pack and are able to sell something for a good price, meaning the market is going to have more aspects to it when it comes to what it is. Plus, people can get special editions and rarer editions that the collectors are going to want to buy for a premium. To me, this just makes too much sense to not tap into. People have had issues that they're not getting any drops, so we're moving to the lobby system, which again is probably going to lower your percentage of actually getting the drops. Therefore, people are probably not going to want to stay if they're never getting anything. Whereas if you bring in cards, you still keep some of the cards limited. You have that, but all the base cards don't have to be, or maybe they could have a significant amount of additions. Let's just say, for a complete random example, Pokemon is released as a card game on Veve, and there's a Charmander base set that has 100,000 additions. There are more rarer versions of that have less and less additions. These 100,000 additions can be opened in the packs that you're opening just on a regular basis on Veve if you like, and they're a decent price to do so. Percentage chances determine what you could get in these packs, and therefore you can sell it on the market. The market has a different segment for cards. Companies are therefore making profit on the fees that are being charged for the sales that you're making, and you're also being able to collect as soon as you get onto this platform, rather than having to sort of hit and hope with the drops, which is already a low percentage chance in the comics and the collectibles. So you've got a new in to what Veve is, whilst also significantly helping the company grow. I feel like I'm going on so many tangents because there's just so much to it that I feel could be used here. But then look at a game. No things already are massive when it comes to Pokemon card tournaments. There's probably Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon ones as well. They're worldwide and people are really into that sort of stuff. But again, it's still a niche in itself, just as collecting comic books is a niche. But now we're moving into the digital space. It's becoming more common for regular consumers to start collecting more. Me, myself, I never collected anything in my life prior to Veve. Never collected anything. I didn't collect stones as a kid. I didn't collect stamps as a kid. I didn't really collect Pokemon cards as a kid. I just had Pokemon cards. But now, I'm absolutely loving collecting, and I just bought a Season 2 set of Mermicons. When would I have ever done that in my past if that was something that they didn't make me want to do? So with these cards, they could turn it into a game where you could battle against your friends, trade with your friends, and make it like it was when you were a kid. Bringing back those memories and having something that brings a competitive nature back into what Veve is. Again, another avenue that people can focus on to potentially win prizes, climb leaderboards, and so much more. There really is endless possibilities when it comes to something like this. I'm guessing card games are not as complicated to set up as something like a 3D game if you were to relate something to maybe the Marvel Mighties. Whereas a card game where you're battling against each other, although could add 3D elements to it in the future, could start with a very simple 2D design on a 3D playing field, and you're just battling against one another to grow in the league or leaderboards or anything that they set up. Climb up the leaderboards, you can get special packs to open, you can get special entries into the drops that are happening for collectibles, and so much more. There really is just too many possibilities to even cover in this one video. To add on to that, events could then be held yearly where it's the main tournament, the Veve card game tournament with whatever company they partner with. This would then allow them to bring more eyes to what they're actually offering. For the prizes, you could get money as well as collectibles, comics, rare things on the app, and you're bringing people in from both aspects of the world, again, helping with the potential mass adoption of what people were actually looking for. A card game in itself could be next level for Veve, and I really do hope that they're already doing what they usually do and think 20 steps ahead of all of us, because something like this could really entice a lot of new people to come onto the platform and actually stay on the platform. I know I've talked to quite a few people who have got their friends involved in Veve and they've told them about it and how exciting it is to get into the drops, and they've yet to get any drops. Now I understand how frustrating that will be for a new user, because they're coming in here for the first time, they're seeing the exciting things that are happening, the community's getting involved, the YouTubers are getting involved, and their friends are involved as well, something to connect and sort of rekindle that friendship as you're enjoying collecting together, yet they're getting nothing. They're not getting any drops, and they can't afford anything on the secondary market that they actually want right now. Therefore, they probably end up leaving. This way, when you add in the card sort of format, you're able to buy packs as soon as you get on. Say the first pack is $5, or the first pack that you actually get when you sign up and you complete the tutorial, once they add that, is free. So you're starting it off like a sort of ultimate team on FIFA, or a base set that you get for a Pokemon card pack. You're allowing them to feel involved and feel like a collector right from the beginning. You're giving them an in and giving them a reason to actually stay here. Rather than going for these drops and never getting them, they can buy the packs when they want. The market's filled with things that maybe are not that expensive but are still quite cool, as the base sets of whatever company they partner with are still there and available, and then they can also compete with one another to better themselves, to improve with the game, and potentially win some prizes, maybe like a battle pass, or maybe like something a game uses on Axie Infinity for seasons. Now I know I've went on a complete tangent on some of these things, but I want to make this something that more people talk about and discuss. I think this could help Veve get to the next level of where they're at, bring in way more people from the physical world, and help that mass adoption become even more of what it is today. They've even said that their focus right now is on the digital collectibles and the comics, because that is what's helping bring in more money to the company, as well as the contracts with the licensors. This is where they're making their most money. There's absolutely no doubt about that. This is how the company has been able to grow so much over the last few months. The collectibles have been selling out in a second. And if their focus is still that before they're expanding and have the opportunity to actually create something that is going to bring in mass adoption, this could be the next step forward for them to do that and prove how much of a giant this company is really going to be. Of course, there are some downfalls with this sort of stuff. There could be things that get in the way of it. There could be other plans at the moment. But I'd love for you to let me know down in the comments what you think about this, and if you think Veve should be focusing on something like bringing out a card game to make them stand out even further. I know the video on the screen right now will be something you'll love to watch. Have a fantastic day.